since I said the word masterpiece, it just makes me want to go ahead and move on into this. That boom, Steph Curry, what a masterpiece he had today in Game 7. Nick, were you surprised by this? Because, when we did our space on Twitter, shout out Twitter, go follow us on Twitter because we do spaces. Nick had given up on his team big time.
Hang on, give me like 5 seconds. I'll be right back. Give me 5 seconds, baby.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Because he was down in his team. Like, and of course he's not here to defend it, but we'll bring it back up. No problem.
Where is that?
Like almost want to say he's bandwagon-esque here because he was done
bandwagon.
With the team. Just because you were done with them, like
okay.
you said. I ain't gonna lie, we ain't got no hope.
Let me explain. All right. First and foremost,
2 games on the road in this series. We only won 9 all year.
Put the camera on me, man. It's my time to shine.
All right. Let me throw you.
Oh man, so shout out to those who joined the spaces on Friday. Yeah. What?
Stay true to their team.
I stay true to mine, baby. But one thing I will say, I was emotional on Friday. I was very emotional. We had a very bad Game 5, especially Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole had 6. Game 6. We had a terrible Game 6. That was supposed to be our closeout game. We had a big game in Game 5. And we said, you know what? Let's go back to the crib. And let's go ahead and get this thing over with. But give credit to the Kings because they played phenomenal basketball from start to finish. De'Aaron Fox had a strong performance. Malik Monk looked like all defensive first team candidate. Guarded Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson and these guys. So give these guys credit. They played great basketball. So I was emotional on Friday night. I was like, I don't know how we're going to get it done in Game 7 in a hostile environment in Sacramento. But this is why I was wrong. I need everybody to listen to why I was wrong. I forgot about the light-skinned wonder on this team. I forgot what he was capable of. I forgot this guy scored 43 points in a Game 4 last year in the NBA Finals when we were down 2-1. I forgot this man has had so many moments. I can't believe I doubted this man. I doubted this man when I should have known better. So Saturday, I had time to think, and I was like, you know what? I forgot. And Wardell, Stephen Curry, I trust. And I kept saying that, even shout out to Kev. He's a big fan of the show. He was even talking to me. He was like, man, I shouldn't have more confidence in your team than you do. And I was like, you know what? You're right, bro. You're right. You are definitely right. So this Sunday I woke up and I was like, this is going to be a good day. It's going to be a really good day for us. Man. Steph answered the call. He answered the call. Game 7, do or die on the road. 50? 20 for what? 38? 20 or 38 shooting, 8 rebounds, 6 assists? You can't ask for a better game. The only player to ever score 50 in a Game 7. The only player in NBA history to ever score 50 in a Game 7. Man, he answered the call at the right time. Give credit to other guys as well. I think we had a really great all-around game, especially in the second half where we really turned things up. Sacramento had some momentum in the first half, but I think once the second half began, that's when we started really getting together and just, rallying the team. But kudos to this team, man. Now we got the Lakers, and they're playing great basketball. We saw what they did in Game 6 against Memphis, a 40-piece. Shout out Dylan Brooks. But man, I'm excited, man. Now we're moving on, and let's see if we can keep this thing going.
Real quick, just going to bring in Robbie's comments so everybody knows what's going on, because I know on Facebook you can at least see them. So I just shared, calling them out like that, I just shared our live on my own personal Facebook page, and I said, come on, Robbie, come defend your king, because, this is the guy I was talking to y'all earlier about saying LeBron's great, and then hadn't heard of him for like basically 5 years, and then now all of a sudden he's talking LeBron again. But let's just want to bring those comments and let some background of what's going on there as we continue to talk about Steph's masterpiece. So 50 points, like you said. I mean, really, you even said in Game 6, the Warriors need to get Curry help. Like, this series was really led by Curry and no one else but Curry, wasn't it? As far as the Warriors, Fox had a great month, great on that. But I also want to ask you, and I know we'll get in. I think we get in. We're going to get in this game a little bit more, aren't we? Or is this our only talk about it? This is our only talk about the game, man. Okay. I was looking at our banners there.
No, it's really just an accumulation. I mean, we can talk about the Kings and obviously the Warriors advancing. That's kind of all one thing.
Looney, like I feel like he doesn't get as much credit from this series as
Looney is. I'm sorry, Uni. Looney is one of the best rebounders in the NBA. I said Uni by mistakes. It's Looney. Sorry. Uni? Yeah, I said Uni. I forgot the L. But
y'all didn't have any L's today. Uni.
Kevon Looney is one of the best rebounders in the NBA today.
What was it? Did he get 20 rebounds
in this series?
I think it was 3 games with 20 rebounds, and I think he, Wilt Chamberlain, and someone else is the only person to do that. I heard on NBA.com, I guess it is. It was radio, XM radio, so this guy was talking about it. But, like, his defense against Sabonis, because Sabonis was nothing in this series, really. Like, he disappeared. And then Looney was the defense. The reason why Looney with 20 rebounds in at least game 7.
He lacks height, but he makes up for it with his hustle.
I mean, he's got size and height really compared to who he was playing with.
I mean, but at the center position, he's not the same size as a lot of guys.
He made Sabonis look like he was a baby.
Well, that's Sabonis.
Sure did.
So I mean, going to the stats to figure out, make sure I didn't lie to you, because I think he did get 20. Yeah, 11 points and 21 rebounds tonight. 4 of 5 shooting, which, I mean, he's not shooting too far. 3 of 5 free throws from NBA. That's always great. And a plus-minus of 25, which some people don't care too much about that stat anyways. Looney was, I want to say, the second best on the team tonight, or in this series.
Hey, I'm going to say this right here. Anthony Davis, if you watch, you better be ready. You better be ready.
Oh.
You better be ready. Because if he's
not ready.
This
man is a roller coaster of a fan. We're done. We're horrible.
Wait, hang on.
AD,
I did not say that we were done.
Coming.
I did not say that we were done. I said that going into game 7. I said going into game 7, I think the Kings had a higher chance of winning than we did. I never said that we were done. I said that going back to Sacramento, they did have a higher chance because they got game 7 at home. I never said that we were going to lose. I never said we were done.
What do you think of that?
We'll see. We will see. We will see because look, AD had his. I mean, look, AD was phenomenal in Game 6, especially with the shot blocking against Memphis. Give him credit for that. But I'll be real. We should have saw a more dominant AD in that series. If we would have saw a more dominant AD, that series probably would have either been a sweep or 5 games.
I mean,
could have went 5. You know, they folded in
probably 5.
They still blasted.
Because I mean, AD led them in points in 2 of the 6 games. I want to say the Lakers. There's a stat I seen where 5 different Laker players led them in points, led them and scored points. It was AD 1. AD had 2. LeBron had 1. AR had 1, I think, and I never can say the other guy's name.
We got a segment. We got a segment for that. We got a segment for the preview.
Right. You're right.
Preview. So we can save some of our takes for that.
All right. Yeah. But, go ahead, CJ. My bad.
Now you're good. Let's start off with the Kings. Great year. They had a great year. 3rd seed in the West. No one expected this. Mike Brown, Coach of the Year, did a phenomenal job changing the how we view this franchise. Really, the laughing stock of the Western. Yeah, exactly. Just literally the laughing stock of the Western Conference. One of the laughing stocks of the league. And now, they're respected to take the reigning defending champions to 7 games in the first round. And really up into that 3rd quarter since Kevon Looney, how he played really played a factor in that 3rd quarter. And they were right there. First half, it was really close. De'Aaron Fox had a great year. Sabonis, all-star in the regular season. Didn't play like an all-star in the playoffs, but he'll get better. He'll get better. And I think this is just the beginning. Look at Golden State. they had their ups and downs. They lost to the Spurs. They lost to the Clippers before they became the dynastic Warriors. You have these moments when before you get to the championships, you have to go through ups and downs. You have to fail. Shout out Giannis. in order to get to where you want to go in life. So I think they'll be fine. I think they have the right people in place, to be successful going forward. But in this game, I picked the Warriors in this game because of the experience. They've been here. They've won Game 7s before. They've also lost Game 7s as well. And they just also know what to do in these high-pressure situations. On the road, at home, doesn't matter. I know everyone wants to talk about, their road record during the regular season, but it's a different season. This is the postseason. That was the regular season, and they have guys who have won championships, have faced adversity at the top. They're leaders. Steph Curry, Draymond, Klay Thompson. They're obviously their head coach and Steve Kerr. They've been through all of this already for the last decade, so they know what it takes. They can always go back to that memory bank of times where they had obstacles and they overcame it or they failed. And tonight wasn't that time where they failed. And Steph Curry had a phenomenal performance, just off the dribble, off the ball, running around. They had no answer for him. I feel like they should have trapped him much earlier, got the ball out of his hands, because there wasn't really anyone else that was really knocking down shots on a consistent level in the game. Wiggins was missing shots. Klay didn't have a great night offensively, but he did a really good job defensively. Draymond, we know he's not an elite floor spacer. Jordan Poole didn't have a great series, and Gary Payton II isn't a great floor spacer. So it was really just on Curry to do everything in terms from a scoring standpoint. And that's exactly what he did. To me, he's in my top 10 all time.
I was about to ask,
question.
What about point guard? Because I know you kind of put some stuff out there on social
Second
media.
all time. Second all time behind Magic.
What about you, CJ?
Yeah, right now, I mean, I'm gonna put him 1, bro. I mean, I know after the finals last year, I said he might need 1 more to tie Magic to put him in that category. I don't think it's really recency bias either. After this game, I just feel like what he's been able to do in these last 10 years, go to the finals 6 times, win 4 championships.
I'll be right back. I hear one of my kids crying or something. I'll be right back. You two keep it going.
Go ahead, bro.
Go to the finals 6 times, win 4 during those 6 trips. He's just elite. He's just elite, man. And I know he's not your traditional, what you look for from a point guard, the old school traditional way of how we view point guards, pass first guys, set everybody else up. But the way he plays sets everybody else up. His ability to space the floor creates open shots for the rest of his teammates, creates open shots for
draw the defense with or without the ball, which leads to other guys being open.
Exactly. And, he doesn't have to dribble the air out the basketball all the time, even though he can do that if he wants to. I think you have a great playmaker in Draymond. And also you look at the intangibles, the leadership, regardless of bringing in KD, that Draymond situation at the start of the season, KD leaving, all these different types of stories and the narratives that have happened during this last decade. And he's been the constant. He's been the guy at the top that's held everything down. They had that year where Curry got hurt with the hand. Klay was still out during that bubble year. Then they went to the bubble. They lost to the Grizzlies, and they came back. So it was they had some ups and downs throughout this decade run. And now here we are. They're about to match up with the Lakers, and then we're going to dive into that a little bit more later on in the show. But man, he was just on fire. I mean, and also I think we underrate his ability to get to the basket with the scoop layups,
easily,
the floaters. I think everybody's just so enamored with the 3-point ball, and we forget about how
the ability to find openings.
Yeah, he's a great finisher. He's a great finisher as well. He's one of the best finishers in the league, and it's just he's dominant. He's one of the best shot creators of all time as well. I know we always look at Kyrie and Kobe and KD when we talk about shot creators and skilled scorers, but you have to put Curry in that factor, because as soon as you step past half court, he's a threat. He's an automatic threat. You have to play defense a certain way. It just creates so much spacing for everyone else, and we saw that tonight. He didn't let his team down. He understood the assignment. He knew, like, if we were going to lose, I'm not going to go out and only take 15 shots. He took 38 shots, got 50 points, and he made it happen, man. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, like you talked about earlier. Just a phenomenal game from Steph, man, and he's moving on to the next round. So the champions still have an opportunity to repeat, and I think going into the second round against the Lakers, it should be a fun one.